Well, good morning and welcome to another episode of What's the Deal? Today is with Matt and Neil. This is Matt.
Schwank.
And I'm Neil. Today we've got a good show. I think we'll see what happens. We want to start by talking about some important things that happen. So you said it's somebody's birthday today?
Yes, so my friend and close acquaintance, Alec Baldwin, was born today.
Happy birthday, my pal.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Yeah?
Yeah, he really likes Words with Friends and
Nice.
I think spy movies.
Do you play Words with Friends with him?
Often.
Nice.
Yeah.
Classic move by Alec.
Yeah, I've beaten him many a time. Mm-hmm. He's very poor at the game.
Yeah, it seems like he wouldn't be a good Words with Friendser.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's bitter whenever he loses.
Yeah.
So
today is Flashback Friday, so we're going to be looking back to our personal history here in a few minutes. We've also got a developing story on Mr. Pillow. I found out through Matt that it's actually called My Pillow. I guess the guy is just called Mr. Pillow. So we've got some new developments on that story. It's actually old news, but new for us.
breaking.
And yeah, we've got some other cool things going on today. So let's start by looking at our history. Okay. So it's Flashback Friday.
Yes, it is.
We've got a few pictures to show you guys. And let's go ahead and get one of them up, either Matt or myself. Okay. So that's me.
Neither of us have seen each other's pictures that we've chosen, so.
Yeah. What are your first impressions, Matt, with this picture?
First of all, it does not look like you. That's a big fish.
It's a big fish.
What kind of fish is that?
That's a largemouth bass.
Oh, that's a pretty big bass.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like you're really skinny in that photo. Not that you're fat, but...
Yeah, no. I had some skinnier days. Yeah, that does not, even to me, that doesn't look like my face.
Yeah, I feel like you just like have a skinnier face, and for some reason your nose looks bigger in that. But
it probably is. I think my skin filled into my nose.
Yeah, well, you're a good-looking guy.
Hey, I do my part.
Yeah, I can tell.
Just kidding. Okay, let's throw another one. So this is unique because this was my first time ever preaching. So I've preached a fair share of times in my days now.
Was this the time that Lauren saw you?
She probably did, yeah.
Because remember there was that time that, so my fiance Lauren actually met you before at some point, I don't know.
Yeah,
she just tells a story that she saw that you preached at something. So that
this was different.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I just remembered, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty crazy though.
Was that you preaching, praying, or
I was preaching. I just, I like to move my hands a little bit when I'm on stage. So even from day one, I was.
What's your favorite position? Do you like to go like low?
I think I do this a lot.
Okay.
I think it's like my way of giving a point. Yeah. Like it's just like God is here's with us. It's like Francis Chan, I'm not comparing myself to Fran Chan.
Well, you should.
Francis is more like this. This is like his position.
Yeah.
Like,
well, his is also like he's almost like crying in the midst of it. So he's like, so good, like just doing that kind of thing.
That's so funny.
And then you also have like David Platt though, where David is like crying throughout his whole thing.
Yeah.
And he's like Adam, but more of a crier, if possible.
Yeah, that is hard to. Yeah.
It's hard to be.
But yeah, I think mine is more like this. Francis is this. This is me.
I feel like it's hard not to talk with your hands when you're speaking.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, how did it, like, speaking of which, how did you get trained in that? Did you just like go in it for like full throttle, or did you actually like kind of like go through any training or figuring out how to like publicly speak?
Yeah, it's something that for some reason kind of came naturally. So I've always been somewhat of an extrovert, so I really like just like being around people. I like making people laugh, and so I've always been one to like just like say things to get people to laugh. And yeah, I think I had my first opportunity. That was my first opportunity to preach at Spring Hill Baptist Church. That was our youth ministry. I spoke there. And then I was working with Dane Carlton. He gave me my first opportunity to preach on stage. And Mike and Christine Alley were huge, integral parts of just like my, like the beginning stages of my faith. I mean, like without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So it's cool to have people like them in the community still doing ministry. But so they gave me my first opportunities, and it just felt like it just felt natural when I would preach. I was always nervous. I still get nervous when I preach, but then in college, had different courses to kind of develop in different areas and stuff like that. But
that makes sense.
But yeah, I feel like preaching for me has always just been something where I get a lot of joy out of it, and it kind of came fairly naturally. I mean, there's still things you work on, but
yeah, I really like that. It's cool to see that Mike and Christine Alley have been as faithful as they have been. So if you guys are watching, shout out to you guys. But,
yeah, shout out.
Man, it's really cool to see that, like someone who's been in the community, praying for the community, and invested in that for years. So, and then you were able to come back after you're going. So
it's crazy.
Flashback Friday, man.
Flashback Friday.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got for Matt. I haven't seen these pictures either. So you're like. You look like you're behind. I'm gonna guess what you're doing. It looks like you're on a set, like behind a set, and you're like training to be the guy on the Lord of the Rings, Gollum. It looks like you're training to be him.
Well, that literally is exactly that moment.
Really?
No.
Oh. I was like, man.
What actually happened? If you look in the distance, and it's a little blurry because this is earlier before cameras developed into something awesome that you could have on your iPhone.
Sure.
That is actually a Bill Clinton cardboard cutout.
Oh, wow.
In the other room.
Oh,
and
Bill.
he's, what happened was there was an event and they had a bunch of these cardboard cutouts, and it was as if it was the 90s. And my hall went in and we stole a cardboard cutout of Bill. And I like held him behind that. The guy that's standing behind me, his name is McLean. He was a little bit taller.
Wow.
Man. So we'd hold it behind
affiliation
McLean.
with McLean Bible College?
It's actually, he planted that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's incredible. But McLean was walking. I would hold Bill right behind him, and somehow we snuck him out, and we put him in the other room, and people kept putting him in like showers and stuff. So
That's
people
funny.
would like open up the shower, and Bill would be standing there like, oh! And so it was a good time with Bill Clinton.
Huh.
So,
Nice.
That was my time with Bill.
Time with Bill.
Yeah.
You know have you ever seen, oh, never mind, Stanley.
Is that like Cardboard Stanley or whatever?
No, Flat Stanley.
Flat Stanley, that's
Yeah.
it. I never watched that. I just remember in third grade we'd cut those out. And
Was it a show? I didn't even know.
I think there was a movie and a book.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, we just had the little papers, and we sent them. I sent them with my uncle, and he took them down to the beaches in Mexico.
Nice. What was he doing at the beaches in Mexico?
He was just on vacation.
Oh, cool. Well.
So, was that your picture? You didn't have
I had a second.
Oh, let's see it.
Too.
Okay. Classic Matt.
Yeah.
Look at that. Aladdin. Was this like at Disney World and you were taking a picture, or
I wish.
was it a school play?
No, this was a fun run. And so we were running for a pregnancy center, and we said that we'd dress up as the princes and princesses of Disney. And so I was a prince, and I was Aladdin, and my roommate, who was a very large man, who's not pictured in this, but originally was Jasmine.
Wait, see the genie behind you?
Yes, so my dad was not super happy that I took a picture with a man that could not fit in a dress very well. And so we switched it out, and ultimately, I had to crop out him and put in Genie in there.
Wow.
And made that my profile picture for a while.
That was really funny.
Yeah, that was a random rug that was in our room. So, yeah, it was a good time.
There you go. There you have it. Flashback Friday. If any of you guys have any fun Flashback Friday photos, you should put them in the comments below. I know, April, you got to have some funny Flashback Friday photos. Who else would have some funny ones?
I don't know. Who would have a good one? Let's see.
I think...
I feel like Luke would have a good one.
Luke Crothamel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd have like one that's really interesting.
Yeah.
He just like strikes me as that guy like, oh man, he's too cool.
Yeah, he probably has a good one. I bet Justin Rhodes has a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Except I don't know if he watches our show.
Yeah.
They're busy on the farm.
He should.
But if you're watching, Justin, you should put a Flashback Friday photo below, because I bet you've got a good one.
True.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about Mr. Pillow.
My pillow guy.
My Pillow. You've seen him
Yes.
in person,
Yes.
live.
Yeah. Alive.
The legend.
Breathing.
Yeah. So this all started with Adam and I did the show a week and a half ago or so, and Adam said something, and I jokingly was like, "Well, have you ever seen the Mr. Pillow guy?" And just like, cause he's got that stash from like the '80s going on, and it was just
Very
like
legendary.
Yeah, and Adam had never heard of him before. So I was like, well, you got to at least see him. So we pulled up a picture,
Yeah.
and that's how it all got started. Then we get some intel that this dude is legit. He's Christ follower. He was at the White House the other day. And so we talked about that a couple of days ago. Well, I was talking to John Trainum yesterday, and he said, you got to look into this guy's testimony. So this guy, we've got his testimony pulled up here. It's pretty crazy. And I'm just going to kind of glance through some of the like bullet points, because there's so much. There's an article that we've got on godreports.com that you can look up the full story. But so he was, his parents got a divorce, and kind of as a result of that, he started
Drinking and
drinking. Then he eventually got into drugs. He owned a couple random businesses throughout the years, like a restaurant, and he would go smoke behind the restaurant, and he had been married for 20 years, I think it says, and essentially through his drug abuse, his marriage fell apart, and then this is one of the craziest things. He was so high on crack for 14 days straight. This was in 2008. That his drug dealers did an intervention with him. Not his family, not some random people, his drug dealers. He was so high on drugs that his drug dealers did an intervention with him.
yeah.
And so they were like, what are you doing? Like, you've been doing this, for 14 days. And they said, essentially, we're shutting you off. And then, I'm kind of fast forwarding through some of this stuff. So then one of his drug dealers, he said, it says, okay, you've been telling us for years, this My Pillow is just a platform for God, and you're going to come back someday and help us out of these addictions and all the dealings we have, and we're not going to let you die on us. That's what the drug dealer says. So this guy's been talking about this dream of My Pillow, and how he's going to use this to help his drug dealers. And so then his drug dealer said, hey, you're so high, we're not going to let you die. And so one of the drug dealers said, hey, give me your phone. I want to take a picture of you. You're going to need it for the book you've been bragging about, telling us you're going to write. So we have the picture. It's a really bad mugshot, but this picture was literally taken by his drug dealer. And because they were saying, hey, you're going to need this for the future. So then fast forward, his son said, hey, I can't live with you anymore, Dad. Let's see. And then a former friend tracked him down, and basically, they started talking. The guy said that the Lord led him here. They hadn't seen each other in a year, but the guy's name, Mr. Pillow's name, is Mike Lindell. And so they start talking about the Christian faith, and then he decided, hey, he's going to quit drugs and have a personal relationship with Jesus. He had kind of had Christian I don't know, like a foundation of Christianity in his life. So he had he'd believed in God the whole time, but didn't have a personal relationship with Jesus.
Yeah.
So through that conversation, and like I said, there's a lot in here, and through another lady later on in his life, he decided to start just really running after Jesus, surrendered everything.
Yeah.
And now he's got this, multi-million-dollar company, doing awesome stuff, speaking at the White House.
Well, it's crazy to look at his story and see how the Lord planted seeds throughout it.
Yeah.
And so from when he was first a younger kid to how he believed in God and would slowly be yeah, maybe I'm a Christian, maybe I'm not. And then slowly on, you see oh, well, even his drug dealers are looking out for him. And what a moment of God ordained protection, keeping him from dying.
Yeah.
He was on the verge. And so then it even says in this part, in February 2017, so not even that long ago did he fully say I'm fully surrendered to Jesus, but even he had Christian conversations and it led him there for multiple years. And then now he's able to look back and say this was the moment that God saved me and that Christ saved me. And so it's cool to see his story. And even this part about in 2017 when a lady came up to him was it says that she had discernment in the Lord, and she was I don't think that you truly believe that Jesus died and rose again and that he is your Savior. And he was but I believe in God, and having those questions and countering them. And then through that conversation, it revealed to him, he's I don't believe this, and I need to. And I truly need to surrender my life to him. And so that's incredible. And so it's a cool story. I know when I was at Liberty, he came down to Liberty to share his testimony, and the next year he came down and gave a bunch of my pillows to everyone. So I was out a year. If only I stayed another year, I would have had a free My Pillow. But still, he had an incredible story, and one that points back to God and repeatedly glorifies God in incredible ways.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
It kind of goes back to what Adam and I were talking about this yesterday, but there's this kind of stigma with people who aren't involved in church or active in faith, where it's a natural thought for humans to think, hey, you guys have no idea what I've been through or what I've done.
Yeah.
There's no way that that I could be forgiven for what I've done.
Yeah.
Or there's no way that the church is going to welcome me in after the person that I've become. And it's the same with, this guy had been through it all, and the church welcomed him in with open arms. God was just waiting for him.
It's so cool to see. And I think that going off that point that you just had, I heard someone say it once that even for Christians, those that have been saved for years, and I sometimes feel this too, we naturally, whether we come to the conclusion or the enemy is just putting lies in our head, we always come to this conclusion that, well, God is mildly disgusted with me, so I can't ever come back to him, or I can never look to him. And that is such a lie, because the beauty of Christ and the beauty of God is that we can come to him and he is full on open arms, just as the prodigal son running into those open arms. And so it's crazy to look at a guy's story like this, and someone who almost seems so far out from the Lord, but still can be brought back, and still can come to that saving grace and realize, no, the grace of God forgives all. You don't need to be pushing that off. And so there's amazing beauty in that, and one that should always almost like we talked about even with Matthew when I was here the other day, when we read the gospel, it should always just stupefy us. We're this is incredible, and this is crazy, and it refreshes me. So,
that's true.
His story is definitely a really cool one, and one that should breathe life into something.
Yeah. So there you go. Everybody go buy a My Pillow. You can get them at Bed Bath & Beyond when everything opens back up.
I think they're at Walmart too.
Walmart. So. MyPillow.com.
Yeah, you have to get your specific size. I think there's small, medium, and large. Yeah, that's why it's My Pillow.
That's crazy.
It's specific to you, so that you can now feel the comfort in a specific.
Do you have one?
No, I don't. I wish I did. I have a really crappy pillow.
Me too.
I got one randomly from Walmart that was $1.
Yeah.
So.
Man, because I'm curious if they are there's got to be some sort of something about them that sets them apart from other pillows.
They say it's just because it's like perfectly attuned to your body, so you're like it's always cool too. So it's
So
like
it'll give me one
things.
for my big nose.
Yes, it adapts to your nose, and that's what they measure when you go in. They're like, okay,
They measure
your
your
nose
nose.
in this little machine, and then we'll know exactly what's in.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got a couple questions for you.
Okay.
So I typed in, we're trying to figure out what to talk about, right? So I typed in random questions to ask. Mm-hmm. And this article came up with random questions to ask a guy. So I think this is probably written for girls looking for a significant other.
Okay.
But
This will be good.
But hey, they're questions nonetheless. So I'm going to ask a few of them.
Are you going to answer them yourself, or is this just?
Yeah, we can both answer them.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, these are just normal questions. Okay, this could be interesting. What was the last thing you created?
Last night, the last thing I created, I made a pizza, and I made the dough from scratch. I made everything from scratch and just
Look
put
at
it all
you.
together. Yeah, and it was
Lauren's
a really
a lucky
yummy looking
lady.
pizza. Yeah, so it was good. It was good too. So
The viewers are wondering this right now. I can tell. When you get married, are you or is Lauren going to be the primary chef of the family?
It'll be me. That's
Nice.
what we've discussed. So
Okay, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, now the secret's out. I'm a
Nice.
chef.
Chef Matt. Okay, yeah. For me, I created a rock wall. I built
Interesting.
a wall of rocks,
Oh,
boulders, you could say.
for some reason I was thinking rock climbing.
Yeah.
And when you said
That's why I corrected. Yeah. So I built a flower bed at my house, and they were these like 300-pound boulders that I brought them with my tractor from one lot to my house, and then arranged them, and they destroyed me.
Did you pick them up or just roll them?
I kind of like rolled them. I borrowed a friend's tractor to move them.
Yeah.
And then the day after I finished this wall, I bought a tractor. So I was like, "Are you serious?" All this time I was like breaking my back, and now I have a tractor.
Well, builds character.
Yeah. Okay, let's ask another one. Let's see. This one, okay. What book do you wish would be turned into a movie?
What book do I wish was turned into a movie?
I feel like there's less and less of them now because there's
everything's
so many
now a movie.
movies. Yeah.
Even like all these B-rated movies
Yeah.
are like taking just a random book off the shelf. Let's see. What book do I wish was turned into a movie? You know, I like this one was already a movie, but I kind of want it to be remade again, only because I loved it so much, and I loved Lord of the Rings, and so that one was
fair.
incredible. Or also make a good version of Chronicles of Narnia, which some people might be like,
Wait, I
that's
thought
my
there
favorite
is.
movie, but I know there is, but it's not awesome.
you don't like it?
The first one was good. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was good.
Yeah.
And then they like went on this track to make like 6 others, and they only made like 2, and it didn't like they all turned out like slowly getting worse.
That's fair.
So I kind of want to see one of those, like, oh, well, what does it look like? The Silver Chair or whatever I don't know what all the names of the book are, but
That's fair.
yeah, that would be
That'd be
interesting.
sweet,
What about you?
So my mind immediately goes to a book that I read a couple times in high school, and so I read it in 6th grade. Then I had the same teacher in 8th grade, and she had the same collection of books for us to do book reports on. So I chose the same book and read it again.
Nice.
It was kind of cheating. She knew too. She caught me. She said, "Okay, this is the only book you can do twice." I was like, "Wow, you remember a lot." So, Shiloh.
Yes, that's the dog one, right?
Yeah.
There is a movie on that, but
Oh,
you can continue.
there's
on.
no way it's good.
I don't remember if it was super good. I remember watching it when I was in like 5th grade, and everything to a 5th grader is super entertaining.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
It was relatively cool.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Good old Beagle.
a better Shiloh
Okay.
is what I would.
We'll go for that.
make.
I think there's a Shiloh 2, actually. What? Yeah, there's
no way.
I'm pretty sure there's multiple Shilohs.
Judd found him again. Okay. This one we should answer about each other instead of about yourself.
Okay.
And it doesn't fully count for me today because I don't normally wear this shirt. This just happened to be, I needed to put a different shirt on, and I just happened to grab this one. So think my normal wardrobe, like my, what I normally wear.
Rugged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the question is, what do your clothes say about you? So, answer about me first.
I mean, I've got to get a full take on it. I say they say fisherman. That's the first thing when I see you. I'm like, this guy, he's a fisherman.
Okay.
Because I feel like you got usually like some pants going on. Yeah. So like, but enough to be like, oh no, if they got wet, who cares?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't do anything.
Just pants.
But you also wear like usually some rugged shoes, like in case you're going to go on the trails to get to a good fishing spot.
You always got to be ready for the trails.
Yeah. Yeah. The trails are, it's where they take you.
Yeah.
They take you where you need to go. So
that's true.
That's what I see in you. I see more of a fisherman with some rugged shoes in it.
Okay.
And a story to tell.
I'm not opposed to that. So, what do your clothes say about you? All right. I'm starting from the top down.
Okay.
All right. Head, you got the glasses, kind of a little Clark Kent vibe going on. Get down, kind of a fisherman sweater, like nautical, could be on a boat right now. You can get into the shorts, we're talking active, we're talking like you could go hiking right now. Then we get down to the shoes, it's saying, hey, I'm ready to party, let's go for a run.
That's why I wear these.
Yeah. Let's hang out with students, let's be ready for anything to be active. So to collaborate that all together, I would say your clothes say, I'm Matt Schwenk, and I scream fun.
Wow, thank you. The fun thing about this sweater is it is a fisherman's sweater.
Nice.
When I found it, I Googled Icelandic fisherman sweater.
Nice.
And then I found this one. So
that's awesome.
Because I feel like, like Icelandic fishermen, they've got to have like a good, solid like wardrobe.
Sure, definitely. So. It's like there's an episode of The Office that has a sweater like that on it.
Which one?
It's when Andy is going to. They're selling his family's boat.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And he goes down to take it on one last ride, and the guy buying the boat has the sweater.
Yeah, that's true. And doesn't he buy the sweater from him? He's like, I'm taking the boat back and give me your sweater.
Yeah. So funny.
Yeah.
All right, let's ask one more question. This one could be really good. It could be a bust, but it's this. What animal best represents your personality?
Iguana.
Wow, you didn't even hesitate. Yeah. You didn't even think for a second.
I would go iguana and chameleon. Specifically, I'll actually take chameleon more because chameleon, you're adapting to your situation. Yeah,
that's like exactly what our season is right now.
Exactly. Yeah. So you got to adapt. But more of like for my personality, if someone is if someone's like energetic around me, I become energetic. If someone's like really like, well, let's chill and let's play video games all day, I'm like, all right, well, this is a great day. Let's play video games all day. So
that's great.
Yeah, so I more of just adjust to what I am.
So you've thought about this before.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
If people call it your spirit animal, then I'm spirited away by a chameleon.
I like it.
So,
all right.
Yeah. What about you?
I would say an osprey.
Nice. Why?
You know what an osprey is?
Isn't it a bird?
Yeah, it's a bird.
Isn't it kind of like a, like, I always imagine like the long-necked ones? Or am I thinking of something completely different?
You're thinking of a flamingo.
Not a flamingo, an ostrich.
Oh, an ostrich. No, an osprey is a bird that lives on the water. He nests beside the water, and he eats fish. Okay. So they're so awesome to watch. They're flying.
Is that the crane-looking thing?
No.
Okay.
These dudes, they soar above the water. When they spot a fish in the water, they hover right above the fish, and then they just fold their wings and dive from like 30 feet to 50 feet high. They just dive straight down, grab the fish, take it away. So I'm thinking, hey, I like to be on the water.
Yeah,
I
true.
like fishing. I like hunting. He's kind of hunting. He's always got his eyes peeled for something. When I'm driving down the road, occasionally I run kind of off the road because I'm looking at a deer on the side of the road or something.
True.
So I feel like I'm always fixated on some sort of animal or fishing, you know. So I think an osprey just captures my personality.
And you lived on a boat once, so like.
That's true, I did.
Yeah, you're kind of like a sea animal now.
Yeah, that's true. I used to see ospreys from my boat.
Is that how you? I feel like every time I've been on here, you've said a random, like animal. I have no idea what it is. Like, yes.
That's what we should have. We should have Random Animal Fact Friday.
There you go. That's the Fridays. Random Animal Fact Friday.
Random Animal
Tune
Fact
in
Friday.
for Random Animal Fact Friday.
Next Friday.
Yeah.
Next week. All right. Cool. Well, you have any more thoughts to share with the viewers?
No. Random Animal Fact Friday.
Random
That's
Animal
all I
Fact
got.
Friday. RAFF. RAF. Tune in next week for RAF.
Maybe we'll have a raffle on RAF.
Raffle on RAF to buy a RAF.
To buy a
Guys,
raft.
True. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Don't forget to tune in on Sunday. We're going to have church. Don't forget to tune in on Monday at 9:30 a.m. for some more What's the Deal. And thanks for joining us today, Matt.
Of course. It's been an honor.
It's been fun. We'll see you guys later.